Guys of the night. Chris Paul strolling into the arena last night in New Orleans, looking to take a commanding 3-1 series lead and looking to do it without Devin Booker. But Brandon Ingram had other ideas.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it's an elite level scorer, and right now this team's been given some confidence without Devin Booker. They don't think they can just give him a good series. They think they can win it, and that's the way they played last night.
Third quarter, look at this. Herbert Jones just shoving Chris Paul to the ground. That would be a sign of things to come. These young Pelicans are not backing down from anything. And Brandon Ingram is the best of them all. He had 30.
Yeah, you get there late, you get your feelings hurt with Brandon Ingram. When he gets to that launch pad area at 6'11", the way he handles the basketball, takes off, emphatic finish.
Meanwhile, Chris Paul had been brilliant in this series, but look at the way Jose Alvarado is all over him.
Man, oh man, oh man. This is why I'm glad I'm retired. Have to bring the ball up against somebody like this. That's when Chris Paul should have stolen ahead to the two guard, let him handle the basketball. Alvarado quickly becoming a crowd favorite.
And then there's Jones with a steal on the inbound pass, and Paul called for a flagrant on the play. Paul just 4 points and 3 turnovers on the game. He's frustrated.
I mean, this is next level quickness right here. Alvarado comes around his left side and takes the ball out of his right hand. And again, creating havoc in the backcourt, their defense turning it up, and not just see Devin Booker. A little bit dejected, frustrated, he can't be out there to help.
The Suns were by far the best team in the NBA this year, but they find themselves in a flat-footed tie after 4 games of this postseason. Brian Windhorst, you were there in the arena to cover it last night. There's only one way I can ask this question. Are the Suns in a little trouble?
Yeah, they're in some trouble because even though Devin Booker has improved, he's definitely moving around better. There's still no timetable for his return, and an ask for him to come back for tomorrow's Game 5 is a really tall task, and the Suns have struggled dramatically offensively, especially shooting the 3 ball in the 2 games he's missed. And even last night, the Pelicans completely switched their defensive strategy on Chris Paul, leading with Alvarado, who is absolutely adored here in New Orleans. After 19 points in Game 3, fourth quarter last night, 0 points in the fourth quarter.
For Chris Paul, and they sure. So what do we say about this, Legs? We don't know exactly when they're going to get Booker back. They've been so good all year. We sort of said, okay, well, no problem. They'll beat New Orleans, and then we'll see what happens. Well, not so fast.
Yeah, and if the problem with the Suns is without Booker, you know, Chris Paul's the only real offense creator on that team. Everybody else sort of stays in their lane. Yeah, you know, you can throw it into 8 and he can get a quality shot for himself. Bridges and Crowder are more spot-up guys or slashers. The guys that create offense are Chris Paul and Devin Booker. So now you've lost one of your main guys, and now Chris Paul, I think, is going to get worn down as this series goes on, the way that they're starting to play him. If you recall the finals a year ago, Chris Paul had his way early. What happened? Drew Holiday started picking him up 94 feet. When you have a guard this age and you start to get picked up full court every single possession, it is going to start to wear on you and grind on you, and that's the concern I have right now. You started to see it a little bit last night. Look, Suns have 2 out of 3 at home. They're still the #1 seed for a reason. It's not just Devin Booker. They're a great defensive team. They've got great role definition on this team. But right now, there's no doubt. New Orleans is sensing that they can win this series. Phoenix has an absolute fight on their hands.
This is not a conversation the Suns were expecting us to be having in April. That is for sure. So there's only been no sweeps so far in the NBA playoffs first round. But that could change tonight. And that
Key.
What's happening?
What up, baby?
I forgot to tell y'all, at that party I was at on Saturday,
What happened?
it was a dude that was 7'6".
Oh.
I ain't never seen somebody so tall in my life, man.
Welcome to my draft.
Oh,
Welcome
my God.
to my draft.
BS. His hips was right here.
Imagine if he was great at basketball and in the draft you're in.
This cat, I walked into a gym when Bill Duffy, my agent, was like, yeah, I want you to meet the guy I'm representing too. I walk into a gym. This dude, you know, like the Mike and Ike drill, you know, where you take 2 balls and you lay one with your right hand and you grab the ball, you lay it with your left hand. You know that drill, Key?
Yeah.
This man was dunking the damn ball and his feet weren't leaving the ground.
Man, I ain't never seen somebody so tall, Max, in my life, man. You know me, I'm silly, so I'm like,
They did me dirty.
I'm just looking at him the whole way. His hands was like this, twice the size of my. It just didn't even. It was just like
some dudes also play tall, like the height plays up somehow when you see
wait,
him.
Jay, here's the kicker. But for the kicker before I go, the kicker before I go. He couldn't play dead the cowboy movie.
Oh, big waste of tall.
Oh man, big for no reason. I was like, ain't nowhere in the world. And all I kept thinking in my mind is, how could he ever fit in a car?
You know, I feel so bad
Crazy.
for those people walking around extra tall. People like, oh, did you play basketball? They're like, in the NBA,
No, but he plays.
Oh, he
but
does.
he plays, but not in the NBA. He's like, but if I'm that big, I'm playing in the NBA. It ain't nothing to talk about.
But you ever see a kid where somebody's really tall and people start in their own mind, they're like, you play in the NBA? The guy's like, no. They're like, overseas? No.
You know what percentage?
College?
You know
no.
what
High school?
percentage
Yeah,
You
yeah.
drive
high
a
school.
truck for a living?
What
You
do
know the
do?
truth? Like, this is a real stat. Like, the percentage of 7-footers in the world playing in the NBA. Like, if you're 7 feet, just by being 7 feet, you have a better than 10% chance of playing in the
Max,
NBA.
if I'm 7 feet tall, I'm an
7 feet.
all-star, man.
Yeah, right.
Period.
Right. If you're 7 feet, you should not be on the bench.
No.
Man,
No.
You can't go
Or
nowhere in
better
this
yet,
world.
I'm going to be on somebody's bench.
Wait, how big? So he had big
least.
hands, or was he a 7'6" guy with small hands?
No, his hands is huge. I put mine up against his. His was a little bit bigger than mine, but mine got big hands. His was huge though, man.
Yeah, you got
and
mitts, man.
thick, and his was
Stop
man.
saying thick all the time. Jeez.
What? Why not? It's a
Kid
description.
here.
It's a physical description.
No.
All right, Max,
Nasty.
move along.
I don't like it. Go ahead, Max.
Well,
Transition that, Max.
Transition it.
that.
Let me transition this. You know who could use some thick hands after some of the beef he's had? So the Bucks guys take a 3-1
my
lead on the
goodness.
Bulls, who
Max,
have
you need to write a transition book.
who have no answer for Giannis. You know what Giannis had, Jay?
What?
Are you aware of how many points and rebounds Giannis had in this game?
The best player in basketball?
Is he the number one player in basketball?
I mean, I think that's unquestionable.
No, really, I wouldn't say he's undisputed. I would say he's got a claim to the crown.
You
to
tell
the
me who's
throne.
more dominant than Giannis.
I
right
don't know
now.
about dominant, but him.
He had
Embiid,
32 and
KD,
17, man. That's easy.
LeBron, 32 and 17.
No Chris Middleton. You didn't see
No
them
Chris
struggle, did you?
Middleton. That's right. Grayson Allen is the guy who could use some thick hands, I think. People just want to take a swing at that dude.
For real, I do.
Yeah. He's like, let me sign. I'll co-sign it.
There's some players out there, Key. You just
He was
kind of want to
booed.
fight.
He was booed throughout the game. Still gave him 27 points. By the way, here's what's interesting. The Bucks fans practiced booing him.
Here's my thing if you're a Chicago Bull fan like myself. The dude who took Alex Caruso out
Yep.
on a fast break, broke his wrist, is the dude that gave you buckets in Game 3 and Game 4. That gave you 22 in Game 3 and gave you 27 in Game 4. Key, we talk about identity sometimes, and here's what frustrates me. I want a mean guy on this team. I look at this team and I see Vooch, I see DeMar, I see Zach. I'm not giving him a max. We'll get into that later. Like, I know Lonzo could have been that guy if he were there to a degree. But you want somebody who just commands a presence on this team and says, we ain't going to let that happen. Like, that can't happen. We may lose, but that can't happen.
That's what
Not
I'm
on my
saying.
watch.
No, not and before you even got there, I was going to say the same thing. He's not going to score 22, 27.
Nah.
So I'm going to make sure it's personal now. Every move he make, I'm going to be right in his hip pocket. Every single move is personal, and I'm going to make it personal that way. Just because you did something back in January to my teammate, not only that, I don't like you. I don't like you. I
That's
just don't like
exactly. I don't understand, like, why are players these days, it feels like they're so afraid to draw a line in the sand? Like, it's playoff basketball.